Hello everyone, Krydax here, and welcome back to our pYanodon's Season 3 wonderful experience of a Zen garden, where we actually have some Zen beginning to appear. Oh, it looks like I'm missing, you can see it on the map, that's really funny. I'm missing a couple of stone bricks. That actually looks pretty good, I'm impressed. You can tell that the squares are different sizes from the map view, which is interesting. That's so interesting. Anyway, we are picking up right where we left off. We're gonna get our Duralumens set up over by the metals, where they belong. And so we will deconstruct this guy. Should I make a second one? I don't think so. Because one alone is already gonna be consuming 1 aluminum a second and half a copper. Maybe I make 2. This is a 4-second. Yeah, maybe I make 2. So I need another smelter then. And a smelter is in raw ores and requires 50 ceramic. Right. I think I just stole ceramic from circuits last time, if I'm remembering correctly. I'll just come over here and steal some. Oh no, I put some in a box for this very reason. Alright. I'll just make 2 and then I'll put the extra one in the box of buildings, which is over here. Which I should probably actually pick that up and move it over to the east, where my mall is now. For now, I'll just hold everything. And then the last thing, what was I doing? Oh, yeah. Fluid fuel needs to come over. So let's get these guys placed. And then this one, excuse me, this one's the fluid fuel. So we'll get that set up, and then we will be off to the races for Duralumin. Just use our blueprint here. Alright, and then we'll set that up down here. If I can find my smelters. I'm gonna leave plenty of space for extra logistics in the future. And then get these guys going. Oh yeah. We make Phoenix, Lenix, lead antimony alloy. I guess it gets the Nix from Nexalit. And this doesn't have Nexalit, so this is Lantimony. Anyway, Vitraloy needs the Duralumin, nickel, titanium. We're not making nickel yet, I don't think, are we? So we'll have to get all that going for intermetallics, as we already know. Looks like I seem to have run out of whatchamacallits. These guys. Let's restock all of our delicious pipes. How are things managing down here? It looks like we're actually almost done. Belts are almost done. Undergrounds are more than halfway. Inserters will go faster after that. Alright, everything's building up. And then we'll put our big box of buildings right here. Perfect. And then dump chest. Yes, please. Don't mind if I dump. Alright. sap. 9 processed iron. And I need more small ports. Anything else? I need more copper and iron. I also just realized maybe I should... This is an inline buffer, and maybe I should also have a chest off to the side for, like, emergency crafting. Because if we end up using all of our copper, this will be empty, and I won't have a copper. If I get that panicked, I still have the chests over here. Or here. But it's just good to think about. That won't really be an option always. Alright, and then I need a pump. I know some of you are screaming at your screen going, oh my god, the pipe is overextended. Yeah, I saw it. Don't worry. I actually did. Believe me, I did see it. Alright, so I hook that up, and we're good to go. Now, this does this make a problem? Hold on. Does this make a problem? So, if this one switches fluid types, this one won't, but that doesn't matter. And if this one empties, it'll just accept whatever's in there already. So I actually think this is fine, weirdly enough. Yeah, it's kind of a weird situation, but I think it's fine. And then now we just need to bring over the copper and aluminium. And we get out the duraluminium. That sounds so wrong when I say it that way. Duraluminium. I'm calling it that from now on. I think that's a good argument for why the Europeans are wrong with how they pronounce aluminum. Because duraluminium sounds terrible. That's why we say it the way we say it. Oh, that's funny, actually. All right. Do one of these guys and that. And then what do we got? Something like this. And I'll bring it back over here just for the sake of putting it on a chat. Well, should we put it on the belt? Yeah, we should. Let me make that so that it only grabs aluminum. And then we'll just side load it here. And I'm not going to use loaders because, well, there's no point. That will be more than fine. And I'll just buffer like 1200 or whatever that is. Yeah. All right. I have, yes, not connected the fuels. We're almost there. All right. There we are. Smelters be a smelting, yo. 10 megawatts of fluid fuel, so they do take quite a bit, but that's fine. We've got gasoline insane gas to run it, and now Duralumin's automated. Sweet. And I don't have to worry about Duralumin anymore. And that also makes me want to automate yellow inserters. We are going to need to bring circuits over at some point. They're not on any belts yet, and they will need to be. Because they get used in a lot of stuff that we use for the bus moving forward. So, should we do that now? Could even automate loaders with steel. I don't know, that's starting to feel kind of expensive. That's 16 circuits per loader. That's 3 minutes of circuit production per loader. That's a lot. I mean, that's really a lot. I don't know if I feel comfortable with that. Speaking of circuits, I feel like we're still low on them. Are we? 3 a minute? Yeah, this should be 6 a minute. What is... We were getting 6 a minute, but we're back down again. And it's followed PCS again. Printed circuit substrate. It's always the PCS, isn't it? So the PCS is never enough. Oh, is it because of the wood mishap that we had that we already fixed, but now it's just catching up? You know, it might be. Yeah. Yeah, that's... Oh. No, we just don't have enough wood. Just straight up. But why not? Where's the ash for this one? Why is this one not ashed? I must ash you a question. I don't know why I said that. Please don't hurt me. Alright, it's because we never brought ash down here. I completely thought we did. That's my bad. That's totally my bad. Okay, so ash comes and make sure we put it on the right side of the belt. So then this ash input, I swore we brought down... No, we didn't. We brought it over to science. Ah, I see. Okay. So we need to now bring it down to our wood production. Which I don't think will be that hard, in fact. Yeah, we can just go around the aluminum here. The aluminium. Duraluminium. I can't get over how stupid that sounds. Alright, and then, yeah, we just bring it over. No big deal. I think I'm gonna say duraluminium from now on, just to bother people. And myself. What is this? This is nonsense. Alright, and then you come over. Whee! Over here. Alright, there we go. Ash is automated. And then I'll just keep getting rid of ash with priority from here. I want 1 stack. Okay, that fixes that problem. What was this all about? Ah, yeah, I failed on that one. I knew something looked weird. We've been making way too many tree seedlings as well. We want the tree seedlings to be less than 2. Wait, what? That just lets it back up to here. That's all it does. That's right. Okay. And it will randomly stop mid-craft, but nothing spoils, so that's fine. I mean, these spoil. Have I accounted for that? Yeah, we have. We have seedling. Yeah. Okay. We've accounted for it all. Alright, we're okay. You know what we maybe never did, though? Do I have a turd? I do. No, I selected. Okay. We already selected one. I have fastwood forestry available, though. Wait, I'm so confused. What? Unselected. Moondrop I have ready. Okay, so we haven't... It's the fastwood forestry upgrade, but it affects the wood processing unit. That's right. Okay. Yeah. And then I do have the Moondrop one available, which people love to argue about. There's one that lets you just make CO2 for free for Moondrops, which is cool. It also changes... What does this change? It makes... It makes Moondrop greenhouses use more power and go faster, I think is what that does. This one allows you to use 1/20th of a lamp to produce 60 methane in 2 seconds and 40 oxygen. What's the current recipe? Oh, wow. That just gives you free methane. I mean, basically, at the cost of a 20th of a lamp. Also, that's a lot of oxygen. Are you all seeing that? Oh, it slows down. It slows them down by a lot. But it gives a prod bonus, too. Interesting. I wonder if that prod bonus applies... I mean, it's a prod bonus on the building, so it should apply to everything. But catalyst, like the Moondrops making more Moondrops, it won't apply to the extra Moondrops. And then there's this one, Copper Addition. So you have to add in quite a lot of copper ore. I don't like that. That's annoying to do. Copper ore is super cheap, though. So, I mean, there's that. Doubles your Moondrop production. Quadruples the speed of Moondrop production. No wonder people argue about these. They all feel like they have a good use. I'm just seeing what Moondrops are all used for. Cotton guts, that's right. Mostly cotton guts and trits. You could use Moondrops for biomass if you've got really cheap Moondrops. But yeah, like on this recipe, the productivity I don't think would apply. Or how does that even work? Maybe it would apply to everything. Because when you have a catalyst, the productivity only applies to the extra that you get. But this is the reverse of a catalyst, right? This makes less of the output than we put in. So I think prod would apply like normal to these extra Moondrops, but I could be wrong about that. Anyway, deal with Keragen, huh? Yeah, I'm still gonna try to put that off until we have... Gosh, we've already got 160 slots full here. Yikes. Trying to put that off until we have intermetallics. Wow. Am I really ready for antimony? I think we are. Didn't we decide we were going to use this one? Why did I decide that? Because we're going to smelt it up here, probably? Yeah, I think that's why. Okay. Yeah, I mean, no time like the present. No time like the peasant. So let's get all these buildings put together. Summary. So I need 5 boffs. I just like calling them boffs. Life is more fun that way. I need refined concrete? Are you refricking kidding me? Refricking kidding me is what I was trying to say. How do I make that? Okay, pretty normal. Water, concrete, iron stick. Ugh, this is actually really annoying though. I'm not wanting to automate that. How many different buildings does it go into? Not many, at least before tier 2. Tidal power plant, fusion reactor, and gas furnace. That's it. And by the time I want those other things, we've got train base and logistic spots. So I think I'm just gonna hand start a bunch here. So we're gonna need steel, a couple extra buckets of steel. That's a unit of measurement in the Factorio game. You haven't heard of buckets before? And just sticks, which is iron plates. Okay, and concrete already needs water, right? Yeah, so we can just... We do need a bunch of stone, though. Because concrete is a bunch of stone. And it's right here. So you get all the stone. And then you're gonna make refined concrete. Concrete, iron stick, steel, and water. Okay, so that goes there. The water can be placed like so, which feels like breaking the laws of physics, but it is not, I assure you. And then that can go there, and then we need sticks. So iron plates go in here. Iron stick gets selected if I can find intermediates. Full processing, there we go. 100 coke should last plenty. And then the steel goes in here. Alright, that should result in some refined concrete. Now let me go get some more stone. Because we use like 5 stone for 5. No. 5 per concrete. That is a terrible recipe. That's an insane amount of stone. Because you get fewer gravel and fewer sand per, and it's already 20 gravel and sand total to make 5 concrete. That's insane. Who makes these recipes? Why am I playing this? What am I doing? Let's grab this stuff. And while I'm here, get rid of a few things. Like, why do I have so much aluminium? And a boiler. Rando boiler is not needed. Alright, and a little more inventory space. Ooh, we finished off a dump chest. Alright. I cannot wait for a train base. We're still a long ways away from that, but we're closer than we've ever been. That much is true. There's 10 refined concrete. Okay. Our first buff. Our first buff of 5. Now, electrolyzers, I need 3. I need a bunch of screeners and jaw crushers. And a secondary crusher. Wait a second. I seem to remember that needs intermetallics, and we have to, like... Nope, just kidding. I lied. Maybe it's the duralumin that I'm remembering. But yeah, I won't need to do anything weird with intermetallics. There's something, I can't remember what it is, but there's something that you build it and you have to store something for a little while until you get the next thing that you're almost at to build a building that then lets you handle the thing. It might be iron slime. And it's very possible the recipe's changed since what I'm remembering. What am I trying to put in this box? I walked over here to dump something. What was I gonna dump? Oh no, oh, it was these. All right, there it is. I was like, I knew I had a good dumping target. All right, more iron is needed. And more steel is needed. And more something is needed. What do I need? I need 13. Now, how is it doing this math again? I think it is rounding up each number. 4 plus 9. Well, no, I think it's doing it right, though. I think we looked at that before. 13. All right, whoa, we need small parts. I wonder if we're not making enough iron. Do I need a third belt of iron? That would feel a bit excessive, yet we are playing pYanodon's. The mod pack defined of excess. The whole pack is just pure excess. All right, 4 plus 9 makes 13. All right, perfect. I'm out of steel, but we have enough now. Enough screeners, secondary, jaw crushers. I need 4. So more steel. Okay, now I need steam engines and pipes. I'm using a lot of iron for this. I already made the 3 electrolyzers. Okay, I've got the 4 jaw crushers. So now I just need the rest of the buffs, which are fairly cheap. Well, what's a boiler cost? Boiler is pipe and stone, which we have. Okay. So the circuits, a few small parts. I'm actually almost out of small parts. Let me grab another chunk of 200 here. Or so. And then, pretty happy with that. And I'm running over here to get not enough refined concrete. Just need 10 more. All right, there we go. This recipe shall finish the amount that I need. So refined concrete costs even more stone. We're talking like 10 stone per refined concrete. That's absolutely nuts. Then again, I am making limestone or asphalt tiles, which are 5 gravel per tile. Tiles don't come cheap. That's all I gotta say. All right, there we go. All done. So now we just need water, fuel, and plastic, and antimony, of course. Speaking of, I don't think I ever put the drills into this whole situation. All right, I need 7 antimony drills. And that's gonna be even more iron. Gosh, our poor iron supplies. 5 electric mining drills each. Those are not cheap. Those are not freaking cheap. I'm gonna need more circuits too. You already have 1 of them. Two, 3, 4, 5. Okay, there goes all of my resources forever. I need to do another Zen project or something for a while. I guess we're spending all of our resources. And I'm gonna need 1,000,000 belts and poles and okay, yeah, let me keep going here. Let me craft 100 poles. And then I'm gonna need a radar. I'll do a real radar. And then I'm gonna need a bunch of the eye extenders, because we're gonna need to run fluid fuel all the way out there. And then we're gonna need a belt back. And that should do it. All right. Anti-money, let's do this. What do we get out, by the way? We do get some stone and gravel, so that's always nice. We're gonna need raw coal to run this stupid thing. I think I'm gonna put it in this area just because it lines up with where the antimony will be coming from. I'm gonna leave a space here for other raw coal if we need it. I can't wait for trains. I'm just so excited to put everything in the train network. It'll feel so nice. Oh, and I should run alongside it the underground extensions. So this needs to grab the gasoline that we just hooked up. Well, we didn't hook it up, but we brought over from down here. I do think that I would appreciate a system that is more like what Factory Town has. By the way, highly recommend Factory Town. If you've been on the fence, I recommend it. Now, that doesn't mean you'll like it, right? We all like different games, but I think Factory Town is incredible. It's a little weird at first. The UI is a little bit weird. It takes a minute to kind of become accustomed to how it works. So definitely play through the campaign. It kind of like unlocks stuff gradually and it gets your feet wet. But it's just got some really cool systems in it that make it unique. It does not feel like just another factory game. It feels very different in a way that's refreshing and fun. So I would highly recommend it. I did make a video that has some starting, like, beginner tips that's not super spoilery for how to play the campaign. So I would actually recommend my own video on Factory Town. And I'd say go play it. Anyway, what I'm trying to talk about now is the fluid system in Factory Town. It's more like a SimCity system where the fluids are in a different layer underground, and you can cross fluids over each other, you know, like this. You have to make special crossings, so that's a little bit of a pain, but it allows you to not have fluids colliding with things. So I could have a line of fluids directly underneath a line of belts. But then they sort of have the same idea where there's things that can interact with multiple layers. So if you want to bring the fluid from the underground layer to the overground layer, you know, you have things that can do that. And then you can actually place pipes not in the fluid layer, in the 3D overworld, which is kind of cool too, if you want your fluids to be accessible to buildings that are up off the ground. But buildings that are set onto the ground, this is what's really cool. A building that's on the ground can, if you pipe the fluid underneath it, so imagine I'm in the fluid layer, I could pipe underneath the building and connect it from underneath. So basically from the fluid layer, you can connect a building to the pipe. And then you never have to deal with overground connections. And I think that's actually really neat. And it's a system that I have yet to see another game emulate. To be perfectly frank, I'm not gonna make the Frank Krydex joke. All right, antimony is over to here. All right, so right about here, I went a bit too far with things. Well, no, I want to. No, yeah, I liked that. That was the point. Because we wanted, you know... Is it faster if I just do this? Never sure. But we wanted it to line up with all these other belts. Makes the base cleaner for later. So we want these to line up. And then the power poles, I think, go all the way to that corner, so I don't have to worry about that yet. Yes, I know about pumps, don't worry. I'm not... I guess nothing's gonna run, though, if I don't set up a pump now. I was gonna set up the rest of it, but I forgot that this actually keeps the rest of the pipe network from running, too. So we'll get one set up over here. There we go. Pump. We're gonna need another one. Up in the northwest here. Might even need a third. But yeah, anyway, the Factory Town system's cool. I recommend Factory Town. It's different. And yeah, I got really hooked on it. It has its weirdnesses, it has its issues, but I really, really, really enjoyed it and would recommend. Alright, you go there. And then we just keep connecting things here. Oh, now we need power poles, though. What are the odds that this all lines up? It might. Close enough for me. This is, I think, faster than building each one separately. Especially when the bots are doing it for me. Ah, beautiful. We're gonna have antimony before we know it. We've been making slower progress than I normally do, but I am feeling so much better about the state of the base. It is in much better condition than our bases are normally in at this point. Things are much cleaner. We have more space for doing things later. It's good news. How's my inventory, by the way? Are we running out of stuff? Probably. Belts. Okay. The eye extenders are running out. That's unfortunate. I thought 100 would be enough, but I don't think it is. This is a long journey. The hero's journey. This really is a long way. My goodness. Alright, so I will have to drive the car back. Yeah, we can connect up the corner here. Power is connected. And then underground pipe is connectified. And that should do it. Let me plop a radar and a lamp over here. And then we'll need to do some pipe pumps. And then we'll hook up the antimony. 2, 3, 4. 1. You know, why don't I put these so they cover the whole patch? That's not gonna run out anytime soon. And when I say cover the whole patch, I mean place them in such a way that we can cover the whole patch and not just plop them right in the middle. We're obviously not covering the whole patch yet. Okay, and then we go over, and T-junction on that spot. That means we need one more I-junction. Belt. And someone did confirm for me on Discord, I didn't go crazy. These did used to need canisters of fuel. And they would spit back out empty canisters. And so now the fact that they just use fluid fuel like a smelter or glassworks is different than how they used to work. So I'm not crazy. I was like, I thought I remembered something with that, and that's what it was. All right, and now we're gonna get a pump. Ugh. And the real nice thing about that layering system I was talking about is that you could have an electricity layer underground. And then power poles wouldn't be getting in your way all the time. And wouldn't that be a really nice thing? Alright, where does that one break? Over there? So I can probably live with just one more pump. Alright, let's go get the rest of our underground eye extensions. Head over here. That was a pretty smooth drive. 100 of those. I don't think we need anything else. Got the other pump. Come over here, then we go up. Whoa, that was close. We almost hit that one. Alright. I'm not gonna go through there. Eee! Need a little bit more of a cleared zone here to drive through. Alright, so the main thing I need with antimony is just the intermetallics. Some of it also goes into lead antimony alloy, which I will need for batteries when we get there. But that's it. And then this iron nexalate antimony special alloy called Phoenix, which is for the intermetallics. And then for the shafts, which go into the automated factories, which is like an electric assembling machine. And then the gearboxes, which go into stuff like trains, bots, and high pressure steam turbines, which is what we use for the next level of power generation. So that's all pretty important stuff. So what? Vertical axis wind turbine. I'm a big fan of your work. Oh my god. I don't know about that. That's expensive. Look at the price of that thing. My god. And the average output's only 4 megawatts for all of that? So even after you make 100 of these, that's only averaging what one of the high pressure steam turbines can do? That just feels like it's never worth it. And there's a horizontal axis wind turbine. That just feels so... I'm not gonna lie, this feels unlike pie. This actually feels like somebody who you explained pie to somebody and they're like, oh, it's like this. Because pie stuff is not normally this bad, especially in this stage of the game. If you look at the stuff down here, it looks like that. But not at that stage of the game. You know, some of these things, I don't know if I can find one, but some of these things, yeah, you know, you need like 14 ingredients. But not in the first science pack. That feels a little weird that those are so ridiculous to make. I don't know if I understand why they are. Obviously, they're renewable resources, so maybe the idea is that you can make a few, but if you want to automate them, you're going to need to use logistics-y stuff later to do it, so maybe you're not meant to automate them until later in the game. I don't really know. It's weird. I don't know if I really understand the need to prohibit that so much. Because it just feels like it's going to drive every single player to use the molten salt reactors. That's the main way you get power next, is these molten salt generators. There's also this aerial turbine thing which was glitched for a while. I don't know exactly if it works right now or not, but hey, look at the price of that thing. 100 batteries? It's insane. And then, I think what's even more insane is just how simple these are. Like, they're expensive, but they only need intermetallics and a bunch of other normal stuff, and then mechanical parts. And mechanical parts are tricky. Mechanical parts require all of the gearbox, brake, control panel stuff as well. But it feels weird that I don't know, maybe it's kind of similar. Just feels like the renewables are like more punished, like the wind power stuff. This feels worse to me somehow. But I guess a lot of it is similar. The electronics Mark 1 is extra, the yaw drive, and that's just for the nacelle. You also need the rotor, which has blades, a lot of melamine resin. I don't know. It feels worse to me. This one's definitely, I mean, skin just is kind of crazy. Huh. Also, yeah, what are these? Electronics Mark 1? I don't remember ever using these before. What all do they go in? Sorry, I know I've gotten sidetracked. Oh, that's why I don't remember using them. They only go into the nacelle and a fast inserter. And I definitely hadn't started making fast inserters yet. Oh, and they only go into that recipe of fast inserter. I think there's multiple recipes. Yeah, this is the simple recipe, and then there's the like bulk recipe. So yeah, I've never used those electronics Mark 1. Weird. There's all sorts of stuff in Pi I know nothing about. It's a 1500 hour mod pack, and I've only ever gotten a couple hundred hours into it, so there's a lot of things I've never even seen before. Hey, we got the pink stuff. Look at it go. Ta-da! Sweet. All right, well, that is antimony mining. Let's go process it. And not hit all the trees. I did actually intend to hit that one. I wanted it gone. So we will get back home. We will do some crushing and screening and more crushing and more screening, and then some boffing it up. I wonder how long it's gonna take to get here. I don't know how many meters per second yellow belt travels, but it's not very fast, I imagine. Alright, so we need to pin this again. That stage is done. We're gonna need water up here. I need to think about that. Okay, so 4 screeners on the ore is step 1. We'll go in a little bit just because I think we'll have plenty of space. So 4 screeners on the initial ore. And those give us all sorts of outputs. Things get messy. Each one needs 3 in and 3 out. Should be fine. And this is not intended for a full belt. 6.82. Five plus 3 plus 2 plus... We actually get more out than we put in. Only a tiny bit. Not enough that I'm gonna exceed half a belt. So I can just put this on a half belt. Now... the jaw crushed grade 1 gets combined with the grade 2 that we already have to go into the main screeners, which then go into a secondary crusher to combine with what that makes of the grade 4. Okay, so we need jaw crushing. You know what? I could direct insert to the jaw crushers. I need 4 of each. Now, is that bonkers? I don't think it is. I'm all for direct insertion when it works out nicely, and it does. Because the only things we ever jaw crush is grade 1, and the only thing that ever makes grade 1 is this. We do need to make sure we prioritize the... well, or we just put it on different sides of the belt. And then we... well, that's tricky, because then you need to debelt it. Or, well, split the sides and then prioritize the one. It is a way to keep them separate, though, but I think it's easier to just put the output down here and then prioritize it on the right side. I assume I need more than 1 inserter. Yeah, I need 3. Do I need 3? I need 3.41 divided by 3. That's 1.1 or higher. Yes. Okay. So something like this. And then these guys, there's no spoilage to worry about, so I don't have to worry about that. It'll only ever insert grade 1 automatically. So then we need sideways inserters. These guys. Filtered on blacklist, antimony, grade 1. Two, 1, 2, 1, 2. All right. So then all the grade 1 should get passed through. The non-grade 1 gets plopped on this belt. It should all go onto the, I believe, the top side, which means these can all be on the close side. And then that should get us what we need for prioritization. And then we'll get some power. Maybe a lamp. What? What? Oh, right. This whole thing isn't powered up yet. I was like, that looks like it's in the power radius. It was. But the power radius was not actually powered. There we go. Okay, so those are built, and now we bring this down and we prioritize the right side. And that should be all we have to do. It really is that simple. The problem is now we have too much for one side of the belt. Damn. 8.82. We were okay. All of that can fit on one side of the belt. Okay. So we need to do something different. I don't know what. Output priority left. What am I doing? Not grade 1. Grade 2. So there's all the waste materials going out there. And then the grade 2 is going to... It's all on the top. So it's on the right side right now. So this will get that balanced onto both sides. Because it's on that side... And then it gets on the left. Yeah, half will end up on both sides. Okay. And then this guy will alternate. I'll do something like that. So we'll get half on each side. Oh, and then we also have stone. I just realized. We'll get stone filtered off here. Where is stone? I really wish this was all... Is there still a mod that takes all these out when you're setting filters? Or it puts them into some other category? I don't understand why they don't show up at the bottom. The canisters do. The barreling should too. Maybe I should recommend this. These shouldn't be here. They should be at the very bottom. And why is sulfur underneath all that? Like, sulfur should be with these other things. Not at the very bottom. And then all the canistering and barreling should be at the very bottom. Because those are never something that you're going to look for by hand. You're always going to be searching. Whereas these other items you do look for by hand. And they should be at the top. Anyway, stone is there. And then we'll merge that. And now that combines all of the detritus that we're trying to get rid of, which is stone, gravel, and some iron oxide, which I am uncertain what we're going to do with that exactly yet. And we still get more gravel out of the next step. So we're going to have even more stuff coming back. So the next step is more screening. 9 buildings. I think we'll put it right here. Three, 4, just 4. I guess we can put that one there. Okay, so then we need the grade 2. And then we get gravel out and the other stuff, and then we have a secondary crusher for the other stuff. Okay, so... This is a weird scenario where I actually... No. I was gonna say we take off and put back on the same belt, but that's a terrible idea. No, I think what we can do is some squiggles. So we'll do one of these guys. And then we can get the output from one building requires 2 inserters. Wait, I didn't do that right. That needs to go 1 tile further. Because then I can do this, and then that balances out. These inputs, we need 1 per second, which is 2 per building. Power for both buildings. I'll power those buildings from underneath. I guess this will power both. So then why don't I just move this over by 1? And I can do that. And that. And I believe this now works for everything. It's very possible I screwed this up. Yes, I did. We don't have the input for these buildings, but I lucked out and I can just put them directly across from the other ones. And we're out of inserters. All right, let's go grab some inserters real quick. And that gets us pretty close to being done. I think we'll have to end the episode though before we're done, because we still have to set up the oxygen furnaces. We have to bring plastic over, which is not done yet. Duralumin is nicely building up, which is beautiful. I do want to put automate inserters, splitters, loaders on my list. Maybe next episode or 2 episodes. This is bad. We are really out of iron. Like, big time. Man. When do I get the next iron processing? We kind of already have it, but casting units need intermetallics, right? Yes, so we kind of don't. Anyway, what did I come down here for? Inserters. At least for now I have enough belts, but pretty soon... Yeah, I mean, small parts are just eating all my iron. Though it seems like they're just about done eating all my iron. What else is eating all my iron? Just... general use for science and circuits, I guess? Because that's all that direction is. It's just science and circuits. And Vraux, those don't need iron. Interesting. Okay, well, back to at least finishing the step I was on. Which was what? Sorting. Perfect. Alright, so that is looking good. This guy will come up here and provide the antimony. And then the outputs all go onto this belt. We'll have to sort out at some point. Those can stop there, because grade 2 is not needed after that. Okay, we'll finish this in the next episode, but for now, I shall bid you adieu. Thank you all for watching. If you'd like to support me making these videos and you appreciate the work I do, and you'd like to help keep me going financially, you can head over to patreon.com/Krydax, but please feel no pressure to do so. But I thank you for considering it. And yeah, other than that, we are now almost 50, well, I say almost 50, almost 45 hours into the playthrough, which is kind of crazy. It feels like we've kind of been playing this forever. And our base is bigger than old vanilla bases used to be already. which I love. But I'm having a lot of fun with Pi. I hope you guys are too. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.